you so much for your willingness to put yourself out there for our veteran job seekers. Like we say at Veteran Hiring Solutions, people don't follow companies, they follow leaders. So before we get into the security coordinator role at KWE, can you tell us a little about yourself and what brought you to this moment?
What really brought me to this moment was I had a career in private security, of course, law enforcement and corrections prior to this. And just God led me here through some unfortunate incidents where I could no longer perform those duties. And KWE took a chance on me. So I'm willing here to do everything I can to help our society and help our logistics chain be safe and compliant.
I love it. And how long have you been there?
For 6 years, but I'm in the industry for 12.
Oh, wow. And so now this role, this facility security coordinator role in Chicago, this is going to be reporting directly to you?
No, it will not be reporting directly to me. They'll be reporting directly to the security director of facility security and risk. And it's a very important role. So with that type of reporting, they have to make sure that they are able to follow the chain of command
Mhm.
unequivocally, no matter what, and understand the different limitations that we're going to have to our program, which is of course, the security program set forth by the Department of Homeland Security.
What equipment? So they're inspecting equipment. Can you walk us through a day in the life? What type of equipment are they inspecting and how does that process work?
The day in the life is going to be more administrative than anything else. There is going to be times out in the warehouse we're going to be doing some work, either with the ETD, which is going to help you test for certain explosive materials that are on the outside of a box using swabs. We
Mhm.
also have an X-ray, which you will be highly trained on. We have one of the most powerful X-rays in the industry. That way you're able to physically see through these items and see what is inside of that could be a threat to the United States logistics chain. But we also utilize canine services to help screen our items. And of course, last and least, and the most widely not used is physical search, because I don't think a lot of people want to go through and have to physically search 200 to 300 skids. But there's going to be times where you're out in the field using those tools, of course, your computer for the basics, and just overlooking and seeing and make sure everything is compliant 110%.
Now, with the person themselves, with the x-ray systems and all these other assets that are at work, are they at their computer monitoring this process? Or are they on the floor monitoring this process? How does that work?
It'll be both. So there'll be times where you're looking at camera just for a covert view of things and just being able to multitask at that point. And then most of the time I'm out on the floor, actually sitting there with the guys going through things, walking around, making sure that everything's okay. Just ask questions. Hey guys, what we got today? What's going on? What do we need? Do you guys need anything? Where are we at with the day? You're upfront leading, and it's one of those situations where you want to make sure that you're able to lead in that style
Mhm.
because they need that leadership. They need that skill from you.
Is and so would you say that this role, there's accountability, right? As far as the
Absolutely.
documentation admin side, but so much of this role is empowerment to the team, going out there and making sure that they've got what they need, that they know that because this is a dynamic position where you have Homeland Security, you have, I'm sure, law enforcement involved. So these people really have to be able to stand their ground.
Yes. So in order to stand your ground, when you have a situation where someone says, hey, I just want to get these items out of the warehouse, that is extraordinarily dangerous because we are the last line of defense between the people that want to harm our country and our people and our citizens and the airlines. They will not be touching it
Mm.
after we get done with it. So not only do they have to empower their team to do the work that is required by our station, by our company, and by federal regulations, we want to make sure that person is able to say, no, we can't do this. Let me do it the right way. Always choose the harder over the easy way. That is the mantra you have to have.
It resonates with me. I always say if you have the decision between a hard and easy choice, always take the hard choice because sometimes life is going to throw something at you where that's the only choice you have. And so if you're
Absolutely.
used to it, ain't nothing but a thing. What so much of this seems just being a safe servant leader that understands the responsibility of the team. But for the audience watching, what makes somebody qualified for this role? What are you looking for outside of a piece of paper or certification? What is it when you interview that you go, oh, this is the person I want?
But a lot of the times it's going to be, you could always get someone from another facility or another company that does this. And a
Mhm.
lot of times they're going to bring bad habits with them. You need to have a willingness to learn, an ability to lead. You're going to have what we call teeth. There's going to be times where you have to shut it down. And you have to shut it down right away. That way we can get a handle what's going on and make the corrections. And of course, that can affect a lot of different things. That can affect the money of the station. They can affect the money in our corporation, our ability to screen. They can affect people's jobs. They can affect people's lives. So you have to have that ability to not only lead from the front, but also to be able to say no to those that are maybe in a position that are normally not used to being told no. Could be a branch manager. It could be even a VP, but we have to follow the laws of the land and the regulations without question.
So somebody that can lead up the chain, so to speak, that can have those conversations higher up they need to, as far as,
Yes.
okay, this is why we're stopping.
Absolutely. Be able to explain why we're stopping, but also have the power to understand that I need to get this done without complete direction from the people above me right away. And law enforcement sees this. And sometimes it's better to ask forgiveness and permission.
We say that a lot too at the military.
Yes, absolutely. So they have to be able to say no at the moment, get a plan put together, how to correct it and how to explain it to those. Maybe they just don't understand what they're doing, or they're new to this, or they're just in a rush. But we never rush screening. That is the biggest thing that I used to absolutely preach here every day with my clerks and my managers is like, guys, listen, can't rush perfection. I need time to bake the perfect cake. If you're rushing me, it's not going to come out. We have to be able to take the time to do the right thing. And like I keep saying, you choose the harder right over the easy wrong. Anyone can sticker. Anyone can go out there and say, hey, just send it without screening it. But we need someone that can sit back and go, no, we're going to figure this out. And if we find something, how to keep everyone safe and keep logistics safe, the logistics chain in the United States safe as well.
I keep going back. I think infantry would be so good with this. You think about how they, back in Afghanistan, Iraq, they'd have to go through a community, kick out the bad guys, come back and then win over that community.
Yes, absolutely.
So you think about that influence and that safety that seems right in line. What about computer skills? Of course, working knowledge of Microsoft Office. That's really it, right? Is there anything in depth that they need to understand?
Well, not really in depth with it, just basic skills on computer, email, being able to use Excel, maybe type up some decent report. We're not expecting them to, of course, write an SOP right off the bat or dissertate the volumes of Emerson here. We're not looking for someone that's going to send people to Mars. Maybe the moon would be perfect.
Right. Let's start
A little bit closer down to earth here. We're just looking for someone that's going to be a good leader and just an effective security manager.
I can think of so many people want this job. And then real quick hours. It's Monday through Friday.
It's going to be pretty much some people who work from very early. When I was actually just the FSC, I would get here at 5:30 in the morning or 6:30 in the morning, depending. And then I would work until I was finished. There would be some overtime here and there, but that has pretty much calmed down. So pretty much 7 to 3, 8 to 4, or 6 to 2.
Oh, that's great. And then there's on call, right?
So you actually do have to be on call and available for the TSA and, of course, your security director or managers in general. If someone's calling you and asking you a question, triage the situation. If it's, oh, hey, we have an STA that's due tomorrow, security threat assessment, you don't have to answer that right away. Hey, Tim, TSA just arrived. They're saying that this package isn't good. That would be something you have to actually get up and start working. As far as TSA availability, we have to be available 24/7, just in case something happens. They were able to get a hold of us. We can give them access to the facility, figure out who the bad guys are, where we need to send folks.
How cool. How often does that happen where that person's actually called into the building?
Extremely rare. I've been called in 6 years, 3 times now. It's off for burglar alarms where, unfortunately, either one of our janitors was inside the building, or we had an errant manager that was working late and didn't tell anyone. And of course, you see someone in the building, so they want to get somebody out here to identify them.
It's good that they're that safe. I mean, so you can't
Oh,
you
absolutely.
can give that manager some grief, but also, hey, the system's worked.
That's the whole part of this thing, being an FSC. It's going to build into the whole security culture in this company. And man, this is a great company to be with. I've been with several. This is by far the
What I like about it too is we talk about transferring your purpose out of uniform into a job in corporate America. What a way to transfer your purpose. You're still providing safety for your community. and for the country.
Exactly.
And that's great.
Exactly. And that's the best part of my job. After my services ended with my community, my law enforcement career, it was really hard for me to kind of transition back into something where I felt I was still doing something.
Right.
So of course I went right into security, and we all know sometimes that's not the true feeling you want to get. What are you doing? You're guarding a building. Are you
Yeah.
really helping? How much do you want to help? But with this here, I'm able to directly affect on the tail end of the snake, so to speak, on the fight against global terrorism. Yeah, we're not the head. We're not the middle. We're probably almost just a few from the end of that tail, but we are a part of the chain of custody and making sure that our citizens are safe from foreign and domestic interference.
Yeah. Hey, if that isn't the line that's going to get that purpose-driven veteran to apply this role, I don't know what it is. That was great. Hey, I have everything I need. Is there anything else that you wanted to get across to the community that we haven't talked about? Anything about KWE, the role? Oh, so where is the site? Is it where exactly is that site there?
Oh, the site is we're at 1221 North Middle Boulevard in Wooddale, Illinois. So we're probably about 4 miles away from the airport itself, probably about 20 miles away from downtown Chicago.
Okay.
Don't worry, we got plenty of Portillos out here.
I want them to know from commutable, like where they would be going to. So
Yeah.
no, this is great, Tim. I think, again, like I said, I just really appreciate your willingness to put yourself out there for the community. And I look forward to getting that purpose-driven veteran over to you soon.
I look forward to meeting them, my man. I'm highly appreciative, just between you and me, what you're doing. This is flipping awesome.